Welcome back to Your View with me, JJ Tawan. One of my heroes, Blondie McKenna, joins me tonight to pay tribute to Credo Mutwas.
Mangingena kulo muzi baba kujabula madlozi wonke baba Mangingena kulo muzi baba kujabula madlozi wonke bo kujabula madlozi wonke kujabula madlozi wonke Thokozani on 405 Thokoza mkhulu Tabani.
How are you, my brother? Man? So good to see you, man. Always good to talk to you.
I'm always glad to have seen the sun rise and set.
You are always an inspiration, man, and an agent provocateur at the same time. I wonder what you're going to provoke us today. But I want to provoke you first to say, you know, in the life of a nation, from time to time, we have time to stop and reflect.
Yes. And
say, where are we going? Yes. And here we're talking about a cultural revolution that seems to have been abandoned. And now, like it's typical, now that he's gone, we're now suddenly talking about him. And, you know, the Minister of Arts and Culture was on cue, you know, to pay tribute and what have you. Where are we going? And is this, you believe, the time for us to stop? As you would agree with me, there's no coincidence in the universe.
Yes.
Right? He passes away at a time where the whole country is about to come to a standstill.
Yes.
Reflect from him.
Yeah. These great people, these enlightened people, always choose a moment to go away. For me, his going away is like the rising of a light, of a sunshine. He has spoken, and it is written. He has walked, and the footprints are there for us. It is great for him to leave us at this time when we need to reflect, where families need to come together. This coronavirus, it's a certain spiritual kind of thing, because it's saying to you the time has come for you to have a talk with yourself, for families to have a talk with themselves. It's giving us 21 years of self-reflection and introspection, so that by the end...
21 years, we will all collapse.
21 days, days to reflect, so that when after these 21 days there should be a new man within us that rises with the going of the Sanusi. The Sanusi is a well of information. He is the revolution that hasn't happened yet.
Sure.
And he is the mouth that we have needed to shut up for the past 25 years.
Sure.
He's one of those cultural gifts that you really don't want to hear about in freedom. You don't want to hear what the system is planning. You don't want to hear what the evil systems are coming up with.
Yeah.
You quieten that man like we quietened anything that has to do with ngoma, abangoma, izangoma. Those people, we don't want them to talk. The musicians.
But why? Why don't you want our sangoma to talk?
Because it's not good after freedom to have these sangomas talking. Because
why?
They will tell what they see, which is the truth that we don't see. And one day when we see it, we're going to say, Credo said it.
Yeah.
So they disruptive, actually, you know, and hence, as a new system that comes into power, you must keep them down. So that's what we've done with him.
This is a matter of course. In other words, has this happened in other liberation movements across the continent, that people like you would be told to keep quiet because the new guys don't want you to compare them with the old guys?
It's my personal experience, JJ. It's my personal experience. When do they play Blondie McKenna in this country? Freedom Day. Yeah. Where do they play Blondie McKenna? March 21, June 16.
Yeah.
That's the only time you hear the prophet when he says, too many people, too many people are served. We don't want to know that. Because people have to suffer in a democracy. They have to suffer under corruption. Corrupt rulers, they have to suffer because democracy itself is corrupt. And even without corruption, it will fail dismally.
Do you think this is an opportunity, right, both with the passing of Credo Mutwas and with the coronavirus, to actually take a step back, and maybe, just maybe after the 21 days, we may see things being done differently? I mean, I've been personally impressed with some of the ministers, the way that they seem to be in charge of their various areas in containing this virus. Obviously, it's only early days, but truly they have risen to the occasion. Maybe we needed this kind of shake-up.
Yeah, to even remind Sangoma, Suguti, lento liyokubulisana and hugging, it's fashion engasebenzi. Isangoma masivusela kufanele sithokoza mkhulu. Yeah, hugging and all that stuff. Even in churches, they do that.
Yeah.
And some of us, we're so into our wives that we don't want to see another guy be touching this woman. You know what I'm saying? So, basically, this is he is the forerunner and the gateway to the African Renaissance that we've been wanting.
But is that always how he has been seen? I got some messages that before '94, he was seen as a collaborator and so on. Have you had those kind of stories? I mean,
we even chased him out of Soweto. We chased him out of Soweto because he was just telling what we don't want to hear. So people that tell us what we don't want to hear, we get rid of them. We'd rather read the headlines, Goko rapes Tigoloshi. And that's okay. But these people, they are infectious. You will see now, we're gonna start to go to Google and YouTube and read about him and check him out.
Yes.
And when you have checked him out, it's like making a trip to Zimbabwe. When you come back from there, you have changed your whole consciousness. And this man, he is the game changer, and we will go and we will read on him, and we'll wake up and ask ourselves, where did this great nation go to?
My goodness. So you are saying that even amongst these people, because there's this phrase, I don't know if it's in the Bible or where is it, that a prophet in their own home often is in a sense oppressed.
We burned his house in Soweto. That's how prophets are treated.
Sure.
And got rid of him and made him walk around vagabond, going from place to place. And everywhere he went to, as Sangoma, wherever you get to, ungumthakathi. When the children in the street get sick, it's that witch in there. So we made him homeless in motherland.
And that carried on, though, because if you looked at just 2 or 3 years ago, his house in Kimberley, I mean, the politicians started running now only when this thing was in the press to go and try and fix it. He didn't even live long enough to live in this so-called renovated house. So in a sense, he continued to be oppressed, both before the liberation and after. And this is sad.
And we shall continue to be oppressed even after freedom. We shall, until we find our own feet, have our own radio stations, our own television stations, where we can communicate like we are free. Right now, I have to think what I'm talking to you about. How many people's cons I'm going to step on. I have to have a policeman in my mind to guide me in a talk where we should be talking to the future. Where we should be talking. Yes, where we should be talking.
There's a lot of that happening across our media platforms, unfortunately.
Yes. Where we should be talking to the future. The future is listening. Our children are the Aquarian children. They are not the same guys that we were. They are much more brilliant. From day one, you cannot talk baby language to a baby. You have to talk straight to a baby. Now just imagine these children that we're not talking to. The future that we're not looking into.
Sure.
It will surely desert us one day. Look into the future. Listen to the child. Listen to the youth. Listen to the young revolutionaries. They will lead you to a safe and peaceful government.
Where have we gone wrong? I mean, surely these things should be things that are infused in our curriculum, in our education to our children, and so on. And we've had 25 years to have a new, if you like, educational architecture. And we seem to still be half-hearted about this so-called decolonization of education.
We have hearted about everything. We have hearted about taking back of the land. We're just half-hearted. It tells you, Guti, the great positions don't mean great power. You might be in a great position, but you may be working for someone else. You have your own handlers whom you work for. And from my experience, I see that we have handlers that we work under. As a South African government, we are black, white people running this country, and we have no say of ourselves. We don't, there's nothing we can say. We hear it from the top end. You know, that's why we can stand up in public and tell how much we love certain people, certain billionaires of the world, you know, because we're confused, you know. We've stopped respecting ourselves. We've stopped respecting these commanders, this leader, this well of knowledge. But Mkhulu, I think you've birthed people and children. You've birthed us. And unless we are cowards, like our elders have been cowards, we will not achieve what you have taught us to achieve. But if we stand up on the truth shall set us free. And your truth, Mkhulu, will set us free. We need ukuthi sithokoze, sishaye idolo, sibeke isandla phezu kwesandla, sibheke Mkhulu, silalele wena Ndlondlo, ngoba wena you will lead this country to a better place, a better space. Siyakubonga, thank you for your life, and thank you 405 for the time you've given us to pay tribute to this Sanusi, to this carrier of knowledge, to this library of life, who knows life from when it wasn't. Thokoza Mkhulu, makwande Ndlondlo, siphilele.
Oh, Blondie McKenna there paying tribute to Ndate Credo Mutwas. After the break, we carry on, and Latoya McKenna will join in that particular conversation. Because I want to ask you, obviously it's a time to reflect, but what are the things we should do differently, right, to almost claim back, you know, our very essence, our very origin?
Is to come down from heaven, take that long walk from heaven, come down. Look at my posture. Come down in yourself. Edu, that word edu means from within. Come down from imagined beliefs. Come within yourself. Find this Mkhulu within you and ask him to lead you. The God that we pray for, that we look up in the sky. It tells you, even the Bible tells you itself. Deuteronomy says, don't look for me up in the skies. Don't look for me under the tree, under the mountains, behind the mountains. I am on your tongue. And the other prophets, would Jesus go on to say, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father. So what does it mean? I am with the Father the way you are with me. What does that mean? It means that we have given away power to pastors and to miracle workers, and we have forgotten this power. The power that is within us, that is expressed by the word. So we need to do what the Africans have done since time began. We need to pray to a God who is southward bound, who is in the south of us. This God who comes from the triad, the holy triad that is called the womb. We need to speak to our beginnings. And there we will find the answers that Mkhulu has so tried to bring to us. We will find them within ourselves, and the nation will grow into a great nation, into what is called Kenti, the south, the beginning, the first. That's an Egyptian word. That's why I call this country Kanti. It's from the word Kenti, the south. And we say Africans they pray southward. They don't pray to the north. We pray to the triad.
Blondie McKenna there reminding me of a song that says, you've been everywhere else, but I've never been to me.
I've been to paradise, but I've never been to me. That's Africans.
Let's take a break now.